Hello guys, this is Pearly Gardiner, targeted individual Australia, mind control victim since birth, and got sold out to the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation along with the other 5 intelligence agencies in Australia in the year 2000 for their training, research, and development via my honey trap first ex-husband. Anyway guys, today I'm just gonna just an update yesterday and today. So yesterday is the 6th of July. Actually guys, I just want to make to correct. I think I've said in my previous videos that the first time I got incarcerated was in 2019. Illegally incarcerated, the medical COINTELPRO. Correction, it wasn't, guys, because I did watch some of my old videos the first time I got awakened, and I watched the medical COINTELPRO video, and actually I got illegally incarcerated in July 6, 2017. So that was the first time. It was at Cumberland Mental Hospital, one of their facility for their mind control victims, for 5 days and 4 nights, guys. So yeah, so if you want, you can find that on my YouTube channel, Pearly Gardiner, Targeted Individual Australia, with the title Medical COINTELPRO Part 1 and Part 2. I don't know what happened. Why I can't remember that. The July 6, 20, they lab number 6, remember? So July 6, 2017. So that was the first time. And what else? I've discussed there what happened in what was the ordeal for the 4 nights and 5 days inside that facility. And then the second one was in July 2019. Yeah, that was the second one in Cumberland again for 6 weeks ordeal. And then the last one was in 2022 in Blacktown Mental Hospital for 3 weeks ordeal. So I will record separate video on medical COINTELPRO, guys. Okay, this video is just for an update. And later, I'm going to, after this, I just want to be productive today. I will just have to start recording my employment since the year I came in the year 2000, but I started working in 2001 anyway. So I have to do that, finish that one. Okay, because I still have to, I've done the outline for this book, How to Tame a Demon, a short practical guide to organized intimidation, stalking, electronic torture, and mind control by the late DARPA CIA whistleblower, Dr. Robert Duncan. So I've done this one. I've already done my outline for this, like a book review, Yeah. So okay, and okay, segue. Thank you to Ivan for my t-shirt. This is cotton, and it says COINTELPRO killed my heroes. Okay, well, when you say heroes, guys, not those heroes that were stage heroes, like they got killed but it was a stage, the fake one, not those heroes. When you say heroes, maybe Robert, I can tell hero like CIA DARPA whistleblower Dr. Robert Duncan, human rights advocate Dr. Paul Marco, and also what you call this one, FBI, the late FBI whistleblower Ted Gunderson. Those are my heroes, guys, because they were the whistleblowers for this technology, the MK Ultra mind control technology and also the weapon, like that electronic weapon and stuff that they use on targeted individual. Okay, guys. So anyway, Moving on, thank you, Ivan. And I love green. And I also actually, this is cotton, by the way. And I actually also learned from Joe Embriano, Sir Joe Embriano. He is a biochemist. And I learned that even our, what you call the texture or fabric, sorry, not texture, the fabric that we wear, it can attract the frequencies, guys, like, so I don't know, I still have to watch again more of his videos when it comes to 5G and stuff like that and frequencies. So if you if you wear a polyester or the one those green and orange, the minions that they wear, that fabric, the one that they wear, like for the tradesmen, construction guys, the orange and the green, yeah, that one is not good because it can absorb more frequencies, so you're absorbing it and you're getting all the frequencies. So cotton is good. Okay, anyways, 6 minutes. Okay, guys, the first one yesterday, okay. I actually just stayed at home yesterday, the whole day. And actually, when my mom is so mind control because sometimes she asks me question, oh, what are you doing today? And I know that she's mind control. And I know that, of course, 24/7, I'm monitored, surveilled, illegally surveilled, in all of my online activities. So, yeah, I just said to her, secret, like she asked me, like, where am I going yesterday? But I didn't really had a plan to go out yesterday. And yesterday, I was so happy because while I was having my breakfast, I think that was like around 9 o'clock, or, I was chatting with mom, and then I saw the minion from Australia Post, or TEMU Australia, organized crime. And, so I knew that it was my mug got delivered. So I was so happy, guys. And it's another sabotage. Their handler, another sabotage, okay? So, because I ordered the green, okay, I will show you the difference why it's sabotage. I will show you. The one that I ordered on Temu, Australia, was, I think I paid like $13 for that. Was green. It's green, not white. And not only that, like hang on a second, guys, let me find it. Where is it? Oh, it's not here. Where is it now? Hang on, guys. There. See, guys, I will show you. See, that's the one I've ordered, green. And if you can see, it's dark blue, like, I mean, the I don't know what to call it, print, or how it's done. It's really blue. It's a good quality, right? Look at that. And it should be green as well. So you can you compare now the blue? Can you compare the blue? This is too much. Like, see, sabotage again. For me, it's another sabotage. Can you see the blue? This one is good quality, and this one is really poor quality. And I paid $13 something. So, you know what I mean, guys? So, I mean, it's sabotage again. So, but anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy now that I have the Australia mug. Too much, dear handler. Too much sabotage. I mean, even the mug, you didn't pass on that. Like, I mean, oh, you didn't even think like, oh, anyway, it's just a mug. But you still have to sabotage it, really. Anyway, so that's how my day went yesterday, and I was just here sorting out stuff and stuff like that, and also I've done some did some phone calls yesterday, and I will only if I will what you call this, upload the audio recording, the conversation with this fake Jehovah's Witness at Bethel. Okay. I called Bethel because last week Wednesday I did an online what you call this one, online on jw.org. I did the online I books like when you want to books when you want to, they have something there that if you want to get a visit, like to have a Bible study, they have a form there online that you can fill out, and give your email address and your mobile phone number and what they will call you. And I indicated there that they can call me on Friday, and I gave my mobile phone number, but no one called me on Friday. Okay, so what I did yesterday, I called Bethel, and this male receptionist, fake Jehovah's Witness, um, whether it was a diverted call or not, but I called their number at Bethel and in their branch here in Ingleburn. Yeah, so, and it was a male receptionist. I asked him, what is your name, brother? And he doesn't want to give me his name. And then the funny thing about it was when I asked him, are you a fake Jehovah's Witness? I said, and he said, I am. Yes, I am. That was recorded. I can, I will maybe that part I will upload that audio conversation. He said I am, and then he goes like and then he said, because I told him I live in Blacktown, like that, and the only reason why I want to get a visit from any of the English brothers or sisters is that I am very keen of studying the book of Revelation, I said. Yeah, because I sent a message to Nanay Lucy in Hinchinbrook. It seems that I don't know if she received the message, or, and then I sent a message to, what's this, to Sister Miling, that I want to study the book of Revelation, and this, it's just so of course my handler, without my handler's approval on those things, they will not study with me the book, right? So this is just a desperate move on my part to really really want to study the book of Revelation, because when I was away for 9 years, they had that covered for twice within that period of 9 years. They had that covered in all the congregations worldwide twice. Studied that book twice. Okay. Anyway, so that's how how went that call with that fake Jehovah's Witness receptionist. And then he gave me the number of Blacktown, the mobile number of the Blacktown congregation English. So I called the number, and it was Brother Stephen or Brother Steve who answered the phone, my call. And I said to him, like, I know the only reason why I'm requesting for a visit is that I want to study the book of Revelation, and if it's possible for any sister or a couple, a husband and wife, who can study with me the book of Revelation, and after you study that book with me, I won't bother any one of you anymore, I said. And he goes, okay. And then I just said to him, like, I'm moving out this coming weekend, so I will just gonna contact you after I move into the new place, I said. So and of course, the bottom line here is that it's not their call, it's my handler's call. Because these are the fake Jehovah's Witnesses, minions of yours, their handler, right? So anyway, I'm just, just to function and survive. That's all. I'm really wanted to study the book of Revelation, because well, I can do my own personal study on the book, but I don't really like the Revelation book is really hard to comprehend. So yeah, but anyway, if my handler and the Hive Mind team will not allow these fake Jehovah's Witness minions to study with me, well, I don't have a choice. Maybe I'm just gonna read it on my own. Okay, so And then, okay, another phone call that I received yesterday. I got a call back from RJ. RJ is a manager of a cleaning company, and I got his number through Ken, the young guy Ken, who showed me the room in Mount Druitt on Saturday. So that's how I contacted this guy. He's Filipino, RJ, and I sent him a message about the cleaning. I just asked him like, oh, how much is your rate? If it's tax or with tax or cash on hand, or if I use my ABN, things like that. And he didn't get back to me yet. Maybe waiting for instruction from my handler what to say. Anyways, and so after that, another chat. I chatted with my friend. Well, when I say friend, guys, these are all in the paradigm. Okay, yeah, I'm in that paradigm. Okay, so my accountant friend, I chatted via messenger with her, and I also inquired about income tax return and about the ABN as well. Like what I said, dear handler, right? In the Australian Security Intelligence Organization, I have the choice of not really paying tax because I am your guinea pig, okay? You use taxpayers' money for this satanic program. Yeah. but still but still I have to what you call this one? I have to because that's the law of the land, right? And even in the Bible as well, of course, give what is due to